you could just go down to the description below, click the link and give me a follow, then that would be very much appreciated. So in this video, I'll be talking about starting your workday, the struggles involved, and how to stay away from distractions. So stick around to the end and you'll get all the secrets. So imagine yourself in this situation. You're watching a video on YouTube, or you're just scrolling on Instagram. You may be reading something or watching something. Whatever social media app you're on, or whatever, it doesn't have to be social media, it could be anything else that you may be distracted with that is not the priority at this moment. And so you're involved in this and you keep saying to yourself, oh no, it's just 5 minutes. Let me just finish it. Let me just go to the end. I just need a bit of a break and just give me a bit of time. Just 5 minutes, that's it. And you keep saying this to yourself. And you keep repeating these sort of things. But it never ends. That 5 minutes happens. 10 minutes happens. 10 minutes goes by. 15, 20, 30. And becomes into an endless loop, an endless cycle, repetitively occurring over and over again. And it never stops. And before you know it, hours have passed by. And you've wasted that time that you could have used for your work, to get some tasks done, to further your business. But those hours pass by, and when you're involved in that distraction, you don't realize it. But after them hours that you spent wasting your time, you realize that guilt sets in. And you feel that stress, that anxiety really skyrocket. And you don't know what to do, because now you feel even more stressed than you were before. Because the reason why you were distracted, the reason why you stayed on that distraction, or you stayed distracted on that act or that thing, whatever you were doing, was because there was that anxiety there to begin with. There was that stress there and that overwhelm there to begin with. That's why you stayed there. Because when your brain is stressed, when your brain is overwhelmed, then it perceives these tasks, these things that we need to do, as a threat. It perceives them as a very, scary thing, something to avoid, something to not go near, go towards. And therefore it tries to comfort you and keep you in the comfort zone by keeping you busy with these distractions. It prioritizes immediate relief, that immediate relief that you get, that instant gratification, that immediate satisfaction that you get from these distractions, this social media and whatever. That's what it prioritizes. That's what it likes, because it wants to keep you in this comfort zone and keep you keep you safe, comforted, because it sees that action or that task as a threat, sees it as you could say, a predator, sees it as someone that is going to attack you and take you out of your comfort zone. So if you view this through the lens of biology, you understand that this is something that your brain looks at as dangerous. So it keeps you sheltered from that. And that's why for so many hours on end, you stay away, you prolong this, you push it forward, push this task forward, and you don't get anything started, never mind getting done. Nothing you start and nothing you get done. So what do we do in this situation? What do we do to tackle this, you could say, procrastination, this inability to take action, inability to not do the work you're supposed to do? What do we do? So, as I said before, the main cause, the root of this is your stress, your anxiety, your overwhelm. And that is obviously due to your heavy workload, your other responsibilities. So we need to tackle that first, because that is the root, that is the core of the problem. And how do we tackle that? How do we overcome this? Well, I've got a few steps that you can follow that will be very beneficial. So the first one is take a deep breath. That's it. Take a deep breath. And that will sort of calm down the initial stress you have. Make you feel relaxed. Make you feel relaxed and kind of take away that initial stress. That's the first one. Take a few deep breaths, before you go to start. Before you go to sit down. Before you, obviously, you arrange or you have that time set that I'm going to start this, but obviously you get distracted. So take that deep breath and just relax yourself. Relax. That's it. And then the second point is break it down. Break it down into steps. Break the task down into smaller steps. And start with the most easiest one. Because that way it'll be easier for your brain to handle. The difficulty and the level of difficulty and the struggle required, the level of struggle that your brain perceives that task will go down. So it'll be much more easier for you to take action and do that. So break it down. Break that task down and just take that pause. So you take that breath, you pause, you just kind of reflect and relax yourself. Then you break the task down. Break it down into different subsections. And then set a timer. Set a timer for 5 minutes. This is actually very important. If you set a timer for 5 minutes, just say to yourself, I'm just going to do this work for 5 minutes. That's it. Because within that 5 minutes, you'll start off. It'll be very hard to start off. I know. But you've made it 10 times easier for yourself by saying to yourself, only 5 minutes. That level of difficulty has gone down. That level of hardship has gone down. That perceived hardship that your brain sees has gone down. So it'll be easier for you to take action and do that. Just like you broke the steps down. It became easier for you in that way. Easier for you to manage and digest mentally. So you set a timer, 5 minutes. You start. It's difficult, you started them. And then when that 5 minute timer goes off, will you stop? If you've got flow, if you've got settled into the task and you're getting things done and you get into the flow of things within that 5 minutes, will you stop? Answer that question. The answer most likely will be no, because you started the task, you got into the flow, you've started doing things, you started doing whatever you need to do, you started the task. Why would you stop after the 5 minutes if you've got the flow? What need would there be to stop? Because you're doing the task. You've understood, your brain's kind of digested that the fact that, it's not as hard as you perceived it to be, and it's kind of got used to it. Your brain's adapted, if that makes sense, and you go on into the flow, into the routine. So most likely you won't stop. You carry on, and that 5 minutes would have served like as a runway for you to kind of fly off, and get your task done, carry on with your workday, and get whatever else you need to get done. So that's what that 5 minutes helps with. The other thing is, point 3 is to eliminate distractions. Eliminate distractions, which is meaning whatever distractions you have, whether it's on your phone or maybe certain blockers you can install on your PC or your laptop. Do whatever you need to do, because your brain, no matter what kind of focus or flow you're in, you will have certain triggers, certain things that you may do, and it'll trigger you, and you'll get into a spiral, and then that will never end, just like you're in before, just like the spiral you were in before you started the work, or the spiral that leads you to become distracted. So just like that, you'll become distracted again, and obviously you're back to square one. So you gotta make sure all avenues of distraction are blocked off. All areas of distraction are difficult to access for you, so that anywhere you go, say you're doing your work and you might have to search something up on YouTube or search something up online, and you get triggered. You have that trigger, and then it leads step by step, and then you get back into your distraction. You want to stop that. You want to avoid that and prevent it as much as possible, and keep that focus, keep that flow as best as you can. The last and final point is to prioritize what needs to be done, because at the end of the day, you need to focus and put all your effort and put forward what needs to be done, what has to be done, and what is more urgent and important to be done. Whether it's the deadline, or whether it's the length of the task, duration, you need to put that forward and arrange all the tasks in that order, in level of priority, because that's when you'll be able to get things done. And when you learn how to prioritize, when you know what's important and what comes in order, that's when you'll be able to get things done, because you know what needs to get done. That's the right order that you put stuff in. Otherwise, if you do stuff random, then it's not going to serve any purpose, because you'll have deadlines coming up, and then you'll be doing something that the deadline is like more further away, and the task that the deadline is much more coming more closer, or more nearer to the date. That will have, obviously, you won't prioritize that, and it's just going to be all random, if you know what I mean. So those are the 5 points. Hope you understood them. And at the end of the day, look, we all struggle with problems. We all have different problems, whatever they are. So it's best to speak to someone who knows what you're struggling with, who understands what you're struggling with, and speak to them and reach out to them for help, because that's what you need. You need someone to understand you, to help you, that one-to-one support. So that's what I'd like to leave you with. So see you in the next one.